What is something you consider yourself pretty above average at? Falling asleep. Takes me about 30 seconds from head hitting the pillow to dead asleep. Edit. I see a lot of folks mentioning narcolepsy and sleep apnea. To my knowledge, I don't have any other symptoms of either condition. No daytime tiredness. No waking up feeling tired. I am a side sleeper. And I average about 7.5-8 hours per night. Beyond carrying a few extra dad pounds, I'm healthy. I accidentally acquired my propensity for rapid sleep in the military as an infantryman. No conscious effort on my part. Just when there's time to sleep, you get what you can. When you can. I'm sure other military folk can attest. Teach me this power. There's a technique out there from the military. Basically, if you don't move and don't think for a minute or so, you'll sleep unless you have a medical issue. Works great for me. Organizing rooms. When I was little, I had so much fun cleaning and organizing my friend's room. Whenever we met. I don't know why, but it still lets me feel good. Wanna come to my house and hang out? Living a long time. I'm 78 and getting ready to go outside and cut the grass in my backyard. Dude, living as I'm 15 and I'm not even trying. Edit. TBH, never thought my first silver was me flexing at a dude or gal older than my grandparents, but hey, I'll take it, thanks. Edit 2. 3 silvers for a kid that bullies old PPL. And you say the media glorifies bad PPL, SMH my head. Being handy. People are always so surprised that I just seem to MacGyver my way through life. My mom was also my Girl Scout leader. And she pushed us all to be problem solvers. I cannot tell you how many people I've surprised over the course of my life by finding a solution. And the surprise turns to genuine shock if it's on a topic that's not girly. Like one time. We blew out a tire at 10 PM in a rural area when my fiance had a sprained shoulder. After I got us fixed with a donut and home safe, his uncle said, "Oh. So your father taught you car stuff?" Huh. I had to laugh because dad's version of that story would have involved calling AAA and then sitting tight. How the duck do you fix a tire with a donut? Public speaking. I just don't get nervous about it. I make sure I'm prepared and then remind myself that I'm the expert in what I'm talking about. Edit. I should clarify that I don't think I'm an actual expert on anything. It's more like a I know more about this topic than anyone else in this room mentality because I'm prepared. I public speak for a living. I frequently forget that it's something that people are terrified of. For some reason I have a stunning memory for numbers. Facial recognition names. I'm more for that. But I only need to see a phone number or even a credit debit card number once and I'll remember it. Well, now we know your password format. Animal husbandry. I've raised and tended my own horses, donkeys, goats, chickens, cats, dogs, mice. We had wild animals for release and rescued domesticated ones. It is not hard to own animals, but it's hard to care for them properly and give them exactly what they need to thrive both physically and mentally. Gotta admit, I thought you meant something else when you said animal husbandry. Sleeping. I can go to sleep and wake up exactly when I want. I can sleep for 1 hour on command with no alarm. I can sleep for 8 hours no problem. I also learned in boot camp that if I focus I will also not move in my sleep. As well. I can lucid dream easily. That sounds like an amazing ability to have. Sword fighting only because most people don't do it. I'm also pretty good. I regularly challenge people and have actually beaten quite a few professional sword fighters within a couple of seconds. I had to stop as they confiscated my gun. I'm pretty good at opening tiny 2ml tubes, flip top or screw cap, one-handed. Are a fellow scientist. I've done some work with those tubes and I cannot confirm. They are a huge pain to open with one hand and I'm always paranoid I'll flick them out of my grip onto the floor. Getting somewhere on time. Seems like I'm the only one that can do it. Everyone else I know is always running late. Seriously. I get stressed if I'm not at least 15 minutes early to somewhere I need to be. I don't mean things with open-ended hours like parties. I mean things with established times. Like weddings, funerals, doctor appointments, etc. It's worse when I have to be traveling with someone who chronically waits to get ready until the last minute. Louise. Pretty good memory. That helped a lot in high school. Turned out to be kind of a curse for me too. I can remember studying outside of school once throughout all 12 grades. Tests were just another day of class. I didn't get 100% on everything, but I maintained solid A's and B's up until college. Motivation and reward systems kinda got ducked by that. I never had incentive to push myself, so I never did. Looking back, I think I would have been better off in the long run if I did worse in early grades. I'm having to learn a lot of methods for focusing and dealing with obstacles even now that I'm done with college that a lot of kids had mastered in late high school. Collecting skills. I know how to weld, do plumbing, carpentry, any kind of construction work, cooking, baking, machine sewing, gardening, fixing a car. People seem to underestimate the value of these kind of things. Having a good set of base skills is invaluable. Typing. I took one of those online testing things and the best score I got was 123 WPM. I always get asked to type things for people and I love it. Hey, same. Thanks. RuneScape chat. Having a good memory. I remember literally everyone's birthdays and anniversaries and all. People are impressed by that sheet. Edit. I have a great memory for everything except my dreams. Like I'll know what I dreamt after I wake up, but like 2 minutes later it just vanishes. All of your comments are making me feel so special and nice. This is happiest I've been to have a good memory. Edit. I'm gonna be a cliche Reddit user, but thanks so much for the silver award. This is my first medal and you just made my day. Well, night. But whoever it is, thanks a lot. You're amazing. Thanks for the gold award. I love you all so much. That's a pretty cool ability that not everyone has. I can't remember people's names, let alone specific dates. I've written somewhere between 1 and 2 million words of erotica over the past 6 or so years. My dirty talk is off the hook. Edit. For everyone looking for samples of my writing, mostly romance. You dirty little birdies, you can find my subreddit here. 1, 2 million, that's a big range. Being a brother. I kinda had to raise my sister. Because our parents didn't really care. I taught her cooking, cleaning, helped her with school stuff, and the basic stuff about life. She's now acing college and I'm prouder than ever. Edit 1. Whoa, this blew up. I want to thank everyone who reached out in any way for the love and support. It means a lot. It's so great to read your stories as well. You're a wonderful brother. Wishing you and your sister the best things in life. Reading. I have an ability to read very quickly. Synthesize information and retain it. Me too. I read a book a day. When someone asks me to read something on their phones, an article, etc., I have learned to pause and stare at it for a little while after I am done reading, or they get offended because they think I didn't read it. Do you remember the place on the page where the information is? That's usually how I recall from books. My math skills suck though. Wait. Learning new skills. I catch lightning fast. Whether it's learning a software program, how to play a sport, speaking a language. My problem has always been staying power. Sticking with something after I've begun learning it. Luckily I've fixed that problem and life is good. I feel that. Once I learn something I get bored. Whether that be learning a new MMA game, learning a sport, learning a new programming language. This one is quite a bit different since you can't really ever fully learn a language, etc. Making flavored coffees and hot chocolates at home. I feel like I have my own private coffee shop at a fraction of the cost per cup. Would you mind sharing techniques? It sounds tasty. Sure. Though I'm only above average, ha. I'm a major fan of mochas. So before adding the coffee I'll put a packet of Carnation breakfast essentials or hot chocolate into the cup. From there, a little bit of Torani syrup, coffee, a splash of vanilla coffee creamer. Then mix that all up. Top with whipped cream and the most important part, chocolate sprinkles. As for hot chocolate, a quick cup is just the mix made up. A decent amount of milk, Torani, and topped the same way as my coffees. If I'm really wanting an elevated cup of cocoa I make it from scratch on the stove. Edit, forgot that I've recently begun experimenting with adding like half a spoon of 100% unsweetened cocoa to good effect. Adds more chocolate goodness and helps keep the sweetness levels in check for my tastes. Edit 2. Noticed a lot of flack about the sugar content. Yeah, they're sugary. But I don't have them every day. Maybe twice a week. Also did some math and the ones I make aren't as loaded with sugar as like half the Starbucks menu. So there's that at least. Most of that comes from the breakfast essentials too. So you can cut that down for more unsweetened cocoa to lower the sugar content. Procrastinating. Someone has to put the pro in procrastination. Befriending cats. I'm a cat magnet for some reason. I befriend birds. I think that makes us enemies.